Welcome to Project Fast Fish, and today's episode is all about basic prep before you lay down your floorboards. It all happens now here on Mike's Motorworks and Project Fast Fish. As you can see, a lot of work has been done on one half of the car in preparation for laying down the floorboards. Now, I get it. We're not going to be laying down the floorboards right away, but we want to have at least a good prep done to keep that rust and scale from coming back so that we don't have to worry about that later. So when it's time to lay down the floorboards, we can just do a basic clean and go. This episode is going to focus on how I did that, and you're going to see me do the other half of the car. And as you can see on the screen, I've already laid down that wet area where it looks a little glossy is my Osvo as it's beginning to clear up and clean up. And of course, you see so basically that one side is clearly different than the other, okay? And there's a lot of things that went on. A lot of the spot welds have been ground. A lot of that rust and scale has been removed with more than just a wire brush. And of course, the areas have been prepped so that hopefully that rust doesn't come back very fast. And we're gonna take care of that in various ways. We're also gonna go ahead and get up into the rails themselves, or the frame rails, and go ahead and get that sprayed down with a basic rust inhibitor or rust encapsulator so that I don't have to worry about the rust and the scale on the inside. And of course, we'll talk more about that when we get there. So what are the tools that were used to make this happen? Well, I got it basically laid out in front of me here, and we'll just go from this side, my right, over to the left here. All right, so first and foremost, you're gonna see me using the grinder a whole lot. Now, this grinder, I have currently the flap wheel on there, and the flap wheel is great for taking care of those spot welds and those little pieces of metal that are sticking up, and it is definitely a good solution there. I have other wheels as well, but today we're going to use the flap wheel because it's also a little bit more controllable, and it's a little bit easier and different than this straight grinding stone for this application. Also, you'll see me switch out a lot to the wire brush. This is great. This cup brush is great for taking care of the basic scale, dirt, and debris, especially on the frame rail areas and in other places of the car where the metal is exposed, right? And this can take care of a lot of area really, really fast. And of course, we have a surface preparation disc, which will also go on the grinder, which is also good for taking care of basic cleanup, de-rusting, descaling, so on and so forth, more so than the brush disc itself. And you'll see when I get that on there, you'll see me go from the flap wheel to the surface preparation disc to the wire wheel and other areas. Additionally, you'll see me also use in the tighter spots, specifically the 90-degree die grinder and the standard die grinder. Now, on the 90-degree die grinder right now, I have an aluminum oxide disc, which is great for grinding and taking away the metal, okay? And so this will be good for the spot welds in those tougher or tighter reach areas. And you'll also see me switch it over to the surface preparation disc here, which is good, again, for that rust and scale in those tighter areas, okay? Now, on the die grinder here, the straight die grinder, I have a little cutoff wheel, and there's a little area right underneath the floorboard where the floorboard seam goes into the firewall seam, and so this is great for getting up into that area and taking care of that metal in that seam area itself. And that, because you don't want a lot of exposed area there, even if you use a lot of sealant and weather seal and such, and seam sealer, you don't want to have that exposed too much, okay, and have those big gaps from those previous spot welds. And we'll talk about that when we get to that segment. Okay. I also have a drill with a cup on there with a standard wire cup. Again, that's for areas where this can't get into, okay, and just quickly knock that stuff off. And of course, a little bit of sandpaper. Now, for the final steps, you'll see me using Osvo. And what I have here is just a standard container, mix container, and this is a 50-50 mix of Osvo and water. All right, so 50% Osvo, 50% water. I didn't need to use the straight up Osvo. Now, you're going to see me as I'm working here, right? And the video should be playing, right? You're going to see me as I'm working here. The Osvo is really, really, really awesome for taking care of rust and turning that that iron oxide into a, what is it, a phosphate oxide or phosphorus oxide? I thought it was a zinc oxide. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, whatever, right? So phosphorus oxide, right? So basically it turns it and basically changes the chemical composition of that rust and neutralizes it, which is really, really awesome. But see, the thing is that most people make the mistake of just spraying the Osvo and forgetting about it. And honestly, Osvo works best if you spray it and you work it and rub it a little bit. Descale it, spray it, rub it, work it in, and then when you're ready for your final paints, you can go through and scale it up. Now, as far as working that, I'll be using a little bit of a Scotch-Brite pad. I got plenty of these available to me, right? So that's the basic stuff that I will be using. Now, as far as PPE is concerned, all right, I still haven't removed the rust off of the roof itself, so I still need to wear my hat here to keep that stuff from falling onto my noggin, all right? I'll be using my standard mechanics gloves for a majority of the process until I get to the Osvo, and then I'll switch over to the blue nitrile gloves. And of course, something to protect the eyes, because as we're using especially the wire brush and the metal shavings are coming off and all that kind of good stuff, and a lot of things are spinning really, really fast. You know, things are gonna be going everywhere in places. I don't want nothing to get in my eye. And even though I'm wearing polycarbonate glasses here, all right, I want to protect the eyes as much as possible. So I'll be wearing these. And of course, when I spray down and as I'm getting to the heavier rust areas, I don't want to inhale all that rust and stuff that's been sitting on the car for 30, 40, 50 years, right? So I'll be wearing a standard dust mask. Don't need the big filtration mask for this, okay? The standard dust mask should work for those particles of dust that I'll be breathing in. And of course, when we get to the paint section, obviously that'll change a little bit. So there you go. And of course that video is playing in the upper side of the screen.